Hi, I'm Neil. My number plate collection is quite large, as you can see. I've been doing this a long time. I became what I call a number plate nerd right from when I was a very young kid. Where this kind of started, my parents gave me a moped to ride around the garden when I was 12, and it's a Raleigh Moped. It's still here. It's actually just behind you, and I ride it quite often. But its registration number was 823NFK. And a few years later, in my teens, when I was still at school, I realised I could sell that number plate, the registration number, for a lot more than the moped was worth. So, as well as my kind of nerdy interest in number plates and collecting them, I started sort of buying and selling the registration numbers themselves, and I've done that as a sort of hobby ever since. Now this collection around me are registration numbers that I've owned and had on vehicles, and when I've sold the registration number to someone, which I have in most cases here, I've kept the number plates, and I've kept this big collection, which I find quite an interesting set of ornaments, let's say. So that's that collection. I started, as I say, with 823NFK, and I can show you the actual physical plate that was on the Raleigh Moped. Still have that plate. That number is on somebody's car out there somewhere. That's my very first. Quite a recent one, which is probably my favourite one that I managed to purchase recently, was this one, which spells out my name, Neal. That's actually issued, that registration number, initially in 1955. Someone bought a Ford Consul, and that came free of charge with it, and it's been out there with various owners ever since, and I've managed to get hold of it quite recently. I'll show you another nice one if you like. This was originally issued to a post office vehicle in 1941 in London. I bought it quite recently because I liked it. I'm from Gloucestershire originally. This looks like it spells out Gloss for Gloucestershire. Originally it was on that post office vehicle, and then at some stage in the 1950s or 60s, a Major Gerald Glover got hold of it because he had GLO1, GLO2, GLO3, GLO4, GLO5, GLO6 and GLO7. Lovely collection. They dissipated at some time, and I recently got hold of GLO5, which is one that I've got on one of my cars. NEA ones on another car, but most of these aren't on cars now, they're just the physical plates. I do have quite a few registration numbers as well, about over 200 of them. Some are for sale, some are just ones I collect because they're interesting, because they featured in a film or a TV programme, or they got some link to my past, or they're just interesting or very old, and one or two have got previous celebrity owners, that kind of thing. So I've got lots of number plates and lots of registration numbers. I'm an enthusiast, or nerd I like to put it. I'm writing a book at the moment called The Number Plate Nerd's Notebook, look out for that one. But I'm also a bit of a dealer, so I kind of have feet in both the number plate camps. I kind of know everyone in the business, and I got that whole overall interest in the two halves of it, and I just find it a fascinating little hobby, and it has been for a very long time, as you can tell.